He is starting tonight. Another one, Coutinho. We'll get into Coutinho after. But Artur, what makes him so important for this Barcelona team?
Well, I think not only is he a very talented footballer, but he also fits Barcelona extremely well. His ability to play in tight spaces, to connect and create little triangles in the middle of the park, I think it's so important. I think they're a different team with Vidal in the midfield three. You know, he's just a difference maker in the fact that he can link Busquets and Rakitic with the front three. I think this is a player that's very important for Barcelona and definitely goes in the team sheet every time he's fit at this stage. So I'm excited to see what difference he makes tonight.
Yeah, especially with the way that Lyon play, Mo, and early in the game, and we saw them do this the first game of the Champions League against Manchester City, where they pressed up high and tried to take pressure off. I think today that's where Artur can become key in being able to relieve pressure. That's a silky touch there, releasing Luis Suarez. Here comes a counter-attacking opportunity for Barcelona. But he fits nicely as part of that midfield three that we could talk about all day. Rakitic, his importance, Busquets as well.
He's just a guy that, if there's a fire going around, I want him on the ball. You know, if there's pressure, it's almost as if he's playing the game with headphones on. He's in his own world. Everything, there's chaos and so much destruction happening around him, and he's just there calm. He can just dictate the tempo of the game so well. And like Steve said, he's the kind of guy that can be that pivot, can link the play between Busquets and Rakitic and the other forward-playing players on that team. And I think what also stands out about him is he can get forward, but he has a little bit more discipline. And so on the counterattack, where Lyon can be dangerous, because they do have their front four is pretty dangerous, I think that's where he could be pretty pivotal for this team, playing a little bit closer and alongside Busquets defensively.
Well, I'm interested that Coutinho gets the start. He was booed off by his own fans. He's had a tough time after coming over the big money move from Liverpool, and wondering if tonight is his opportunity to have a big performance and really win back the hearts and minds of the Barcelona faithful, because Dembele picked up a little bit of a muscle injury at the weekend. He is on the bench, but Coutinho gets the start. How has he fit into this system? It hasn't come easy for him. Whereas the transition looked like it was a no-brainer coming from Liverpool, the style of play, the tiki-taka. It hasn't worked for him. Why?
Yeah, well, first of all, I think he's an incredibly talented footballer. And sometimes we forget how good these guys are when they go to a different club and they struggle a little bit. You know, it's not the best fit. And I don't think you would have seen that from the outset. But I think the way he likes to play is he likes to pick up the ball and take people on and create an opportunity to shoot and whip that ball into the far post, as he's done so well for Liverpool and at the start of his career in Barcelona. But he's not a player like Iniesta who's going to go on the dribble and then get his head up and look to connect with someone and play through the defense. So I think that's where he doesn't quite fit that well for this team. And I think after his first few months where he surprised a few players, we got him to his right foot and took some of those shots to the far post, teams started passing him off along the line, and he had a lot more difficulty finding space to do what he does best, which is whip that far post shot in.
What's interesting to me is how is he going to find space today? Because I think if you're Lyon and you're looking at your back line, they had some heroic performances in that first, like Denayer was one of them. If you don't see Dembele on the field, you can maybe squeeze the game a little bit tighter. How important does the center backs become? Because Denayer, he's a leader back there. He covers ground. He's making last-ditch tackles. How much can you rely on a player like him to do that?
How much can you? Well, you're going to need to. It doesn't really matter how much you can or you can't. You're going to need him to, because in the first game, there were so many plays where he came up big, just making last-ditch plays, last-ditch tackles. Sometimes he gets caught out of position, but because he's athletic, he reads the game fairly well, and he's willing to put his body on the line, he's able to make big plays. Here you see him throwing his body on the line, stopping a shot from Messi. But in that back line, he's the guy that you kind of rely on. You're going to lead on him to make big plays. Here again, he's in a position where he actually starts his run to track back a little bit late, but because of his athleticism, he's able to jump up there and win the header. But for this team to have any chance, they have to be solid defensively, and I think it all starts with a guy like that in that back line.
Steve, Lyon also get back Fekir, who missed the first leg.
Sure.
What does he give them as a different element, as well as part of this defense, who's going to have to be solid, but now having a creative player like him, and they're playing Memphis Depay up front as well as Dembele.
They're going to be under a lot of pressure.
It's an attacking team, though.
It is. They're going to be under a lot of pressure tonight, so they're going to have to do some defensive duties that maybe they're not normally accustomed to. But a guy like Fekir, I mean, he's a game changer. He's a guy that can win a match for you with a moment of brilliance. He's a guy that can pop up and make the final ball or get a winning goal. And so, look, I don't expect him to do it tonight, but having players like him on the field give him an opportunity. And we've seen Barcelona struggle in the Champions League of late, where they've made the odd mistake that's knocked them out of the competition, and he's the type of player that can capitalize on that.
You know, the crazy part is, though, like, we've seen...
I don't know what the crazy part is.
I'm about to tell you.
You're going to tell me. Preach.
These last couple of weeks of Champions League football, we've seen some of the unthinkable, right? We saw Ajax topple or knock out Real Madrid, and then we see PSG's collapse, and I think that might be... It could be a good or a bad thing for Barcelona. Good in the sense that it'll be a wake-up call for them. Like, look, we can't take them for granted whatsoever in this game. We have to come out and execute our game plan from the onset. And then on the flip side of that, it could be kind of bad because that's going to, in a game like this, there's such a mental into it. And Leon is trying to rally up any kind of inspiration they can find. So they're going to lean on these results. They're going to see, oh, Real Madrid. We could do the same thing. We could do the same thing against Barcelona. So all these little mental tactics could come into play. But it's something that Leon's going to definitely.
You know who's seen all of these? Fernando Perez. Guy with the best job. Guy with the best job in the world. Fernando is out in Munich. Some great piece. Stay with us after the break.
Let's be honest. That first leg was bone dry. But this is the knockout stage. That second leg is about to be juicy. Could Liverpool's season be making it to the next round for the verse? Who will make it into the next round? I wouldn't miss it. PR Live and TNT. I wouldn't miss it. PR Live and TNT.
I switched.
We switched.
I switched to Chevy.
I switched to Chevy. We switched to Chevy.
I switched to Chevy.
For value.
I switched to Chevy. For power.
We switched to Chevy. It was time to upgrade. We switched for value.
From a Ram
for family.
For power. Chevy.
It was time to upgrade.
People are switching. I switched from a Ram.
We love our Chevy.
To a Chevy. I love my Malibu. See why people are switching to Camaro.
We love our Chevy. Why do we switch?
I love my Malibu.
Just look at
Colorado.
it.
My Camaro.
My Traverse. Why do we switch? Just look at it.
Wondering how the dinosaurs aroused men that like to create Taco Bell two fries love, loaded with marinated steak and creamy jalapeno sauce. The new steak rattlesnake fries, only Taco Bell bacon creamy jalapeno sauce. New steak rattlesnake fries,
final whistle was just the start. Of an epic weekend, the final whistle was just the start. Book your flight of an epic weekend away on Expedia, and travel like a champion. Hotel Expedia on Expedia, and travel like a champion. Expedia.
This month on Frontier. In NASCAR. This month on Frontier. What you wanted. In NASCAR, what you willing to do. How much you wanted. What you willing to do.
See Fox Sports 1 at HD on Channel 583.
Fox and FS1.
See Fox Sports 1 at HD on Channel 583. Fox Sports 1 at HD on Channel 583.
Contacts. No. That will work. No. Contacts. That will work. No. Contacts. No.
Renew your contact prescription for free with 1-800-CONTACT. You wouldn't accept a renew your jobs from anyone else. With 1-800-CONTACT prescriptions you wouldn't accept 1-800 jobs from anyone else. You wouldn't accept including jobs from anyone else. Which most pills don't. In all your worst mist you can barely including nasal congestion, which most pills don't. And all from a gentle mist you can barely
PR Football Match Day is presented by
including
Pepsi.
nasal congestion, which most pills don't.
PR Football Match Day is presented by Pepsi.
Flonase Sensimus.
PR Football Match Day is presented by Pepsi.
Most fans think of Bayern Munich as the most dominant team in German football, but it hasn't always been that way. Most fans think of Bayern Munich as the most dominant team in German football, but it hasn't always been that way. A Holocaust survivor turned Bayern Munich. Most fans think of Bayern Munich as the most dominant team in German football, but it hasn't always been that way. The club it is today. Our Fernando Perez ground in that Kurt Landauer, a Holocaust survivor, turned Bayern Munich into the club it is today. Our Fernando Perez is on the ground in Munich.
Racism still lingers. Despite settling into the first decades of the 21st century, racism still lingers. Racism is still a part of our culture. We are out here in Munich, digging up forgotten Jewish history. We are out here in the Union Club, digging up forgotten one-man instrumental. So it is with great pride that we are out here. Bayern Munich were not always the biggest club in Germany. They won nothing. Bayern Munich were not always the biggest club in Germany. One-man instrumental. President Kurt Landauer. But in Bayern Munich were not always the biggest club in Germany. They won later, however, the early 1900s national champion. But in 1932, a year later, however, President Kurt Landauer led Bayern to a Jewish national championship. We had a Jewish man, and 1 year later, however, the club was really destroyed. We had a 1 year later, all of those guys, Jewish Landauer had the Jewish power, and all of those guys had to go 1 year later to concentration camp, allowed in the part of Landauer had to go to the concentration camp, and Landauer had to change camp, wasn't allowed to be part of the club, into the concentration camp.
I'm not going back in the letters. I'm not going back and not going letters.
But he was able to leave the concentration camp, immigrated then, refugeed to the Switzerland, and able to leave the concentration camp, and immigrated then, refugeed to Switzerland, and stayed there the whole Second World War. But he was able to leave the concentration camp, and immigrated then, refugeed to Switzerland, and stayed there in the whole Second World War.
It was one of the first to be relieved that time in the line of his connection with the condition, because he was somebody who, for Jews, to get a little bit of a better situation. For Jews, why do you think a little bit of a better condition to find his?
Why do you think Kurt returned to
the game? Which for Jews, he get a little bit of a better situation.
Why do you think Kurt returned to Munich?
And his resident of Bayern. He was very ambitious. Before the game, and as president of Bayern. And he was very ambitious. He had a lot of other plans, visionary plans for the club. He had a lot of other plans, visionary plans for the club, for the German, and as president of Bayern. He was very ambitious. He always had a big dream was to win the German championship. And he had a lot of other plans, visionary plans for the club, for the football in Germany. He actually
and the dismantled American occupation of Nazism, trying to get a license applied to the client Americanly, and he got allowed applied to the client.
So what impact has Kurt's legacy left on the club?
So
it's visionary mind and also family mind, because when you're different, it's visionary mind enemies, when you're the family mind, everybody is different with you, and when you have a lot of enemies, they together, you're strong together.
So what impact has Kurt's legacy left on the club?
This visionary mind is also the family mind, because when you're different, and when you have a lot of enemies, when you're the Jewish club,
Landauer passed away in 1956, and
you stay together, you're strong together as a family, and that's also one thing I think he left Bayern Munich and our club supporters made legacy at anti-fascism.
Landauer passed away in 1961, so he didn't get a chance to see fascism be a part of the story.
Truly incredible work there from our Fernando Perez in Munich, just giving us truly incredible work there from our Fernando Perez as we transition back to the match on the field in Munich. Bayern fans are getting ready back to the match on the field in Munich. Bayern fans are getting ready for a huge incredible work there from our Fernando Perez in Munich, just giving a sense of what football has meant to this community. As we transition back to the match on the field in Munich, Bayern fans are getting ready for a huge match against Liverpool. We're going to dive into that one more after the break.
we've added 6 new pizzas to our handcrafted specialty menu, like the meatball at Papa John's, which means there's something for everyone. And right now, get any large like the meatball for just $12, which means there's something for everyone. And right now, get any large specialties for just $12. Get all your friends together, or as we call them, at Papa John's, we've added 6 new pizzas to our handcrafted specialty menu, like the meatball and pepperoni, which means there's something for everyone. And right now, get any large specialties for just $12. Get all your friends together, or as we call them, taste buds.
Large sauce to name 2 things that remind you of Ireland. Clover to Patrick's Day and Guinness.
Those who choose a different path in life. Drink like a brewer.
Respect the beer.
Those who choose a different path in life. Service, path of selflessness. Path, service, freedom. Path, serve you have a different path. Find out at GoArmy.com/help. You have what it takes.
Swim by.
Find out at GoArmy.com/.
You wouldn't settle for a 2-star dash. Swim by. Why not busy with the bag that treats you like that? You wouldn't settle for a 2-star dash.
So why do you sit with the bag that treats you like that?
You have what it takes. Find out at GoArmy.com/.
Swim by. We're not busy. Please see if it's better. You wouldn't settle for a 2-star dash.
Because we're not just a bank.
We're pretty sure they'll listen to us.
Because we're not just a bank.
We're an ally.
Deal.
Ally, this is Pamela. How can I help you?
Please see if it's better out there.
This month on Frontier.
Ask your friends.
Excited? I'm excited.
We're pretty sure
This
they'll
month on Frontier.
Because we're not just like
We're an ally.
I'm excited. Experiencing things, Dr. Evans.
Oh,
we got like go to other parts of the world where the wildlife is feeling of everything. That's what makes you want to take it. We are just having a ball.
This month on Frontier.
That's literally want to take it. Excited? We are just having a ball. I'm Dr. Evans. It's literally a dream. I go to other parts of the world where the wildlife is experiencing things. Oh, we got
See Animal Planet in HD on Channel 630.
That's what makes you want to save your animals. We are just having a ball. This is literally a dream come true.
Skip the appointment. See Animal Planet in HD on Channel 630.
Contacts. Skip the appointment.
Sometimes the pressures of today's world can make it tough
with 1-800 contacts.
But Nature's Bounty has innovative ways to maintain balance and take care of you. But Nature's Bounty has innovative ways to maintain balance and help you react
appointment
because you're better off
contact prescription for free.
Coming up.
Getting more presented by Rocket Mortgage by Quick and Low.
World can make it tough to take care
Getting
of.
more presented by Rocket Mortgage by Quick and Low.
To help you maintain balance and help keep you active and well rested. Today, what's coming up fast? Nature's Bounty, because you're better off healthy.
Getting more presented by Rocket Mortgage by Quick and Low.
I'm Byron. This is not diagnosed with Bayern-munchen prostate guy in the world. Bayern 2016. I was diagnosed with cell melanoma that you have one choice. So I went to doctors. I knew that you have one choice. The reason I went with Bayern-munchen prostate guy in the world is because in 2016 I was diagnosed with ocular melanoma, ultra rare eye cancer. The doctors kind of agreed that you have one choice. So I went with lose the eye, not lose my life. The reason I got the Bayern-munchen guy is just that question of, the reason I got the Bayern, and that leads you, it's just that awareness for question of, what happened to your eye, and that leads you into all this awareness for ocular melanoma. Started the cost of the surgery. Through all this Bayern-munchen been amazing. The reason I got the Bayern cost of the surgery is that I don't have a question of everything coming out of, and that leads you into awareness.
No matter if we lose, no matter if we win, we stick together.
Through all this Bayern-munchen,
no matter if we lose, no matter if we win, we stick together.
Because I don't have a everything
the guy do whatever we can.
So amazing
for us it's clear that we do whatever we can.
No matter if we lose, no matter if we win, we stick together.
My father was running deep for me to help the guy served in Germany. My father was born in Germany. For us it's clear that we do whatever we can.
In the last 14 months, I've gotten tremendously harder. During the last 14 months, I was hit by a driver that was spot behind me, distracted. I was hit by a driver that was distracted. Should have made it. That's life changing. During the last 14 months, I've gotten tremendously harder. The car, that spot behind me. I was hit by a driver that was distracted. That's it. But the thing that kept me going through all of this, it hell. Still is. Shouldn't have made it. But the thing that's kept me going through all of this, we never give up. Iron sand. one of the big factors in all of this was front ribber. It was crushed. One of the big factors in all of this was front ribber. Car wreck. But whole thing kept me going all when he was a kid. He said every time he was in, it's what got him violent, and we never give up. Every time he looked, one of the big factors in all of this is front ribber. The whole thing with the scar from when he was a kid and the car wreck that he was in, he's got his big scar, and he said every time he looked at it, it's what made him the man that he is today.
We're in Charlotte, North Carolina. We're here at Hooligan, the second home today. Bayern plays. We're in Charlotte, North Carolina. We're here at Hooligan, the second home today. Bayern plays. How many Premier Leagues you got? Cam Newton. I'm a Bayern fan. How many Premier Leagues you got? Cam Newton. I'm a Bayern fan. We're in Charlotte, North Carolina. We're here at Hooligan, the second home today. Bayern plays. These are the guys. It's coming from the heart. It's a place where we're from. How many Premier Leagues you got? It's coming from the heart.
This is who I am. It's a place where we're don't. When I look in the mirror, this is who I am. Except that these are the guys that made me. When I look in the mirror, no matter what's stacked up against that, I'm going to get through it. When my leg's not working, no matter what's stacked up against it, I'm going to get through it. When my leg's not working, this is who I am. I'm going to do just like Bayern Munich. When I look in the mirror, when that stuff made me the man that I am today. No matter what's stacked up against me, I'm going to get through it. When my leg's not working, only without one eyeball, I'm going to do just like Bayern Munich. I'm going to win this.
This is Anfield, and this is the stadium synonymous with favourite and European. This is a stadium synonymous with favourite European. Couldn't get any power on the touch. The other way, skips away from Robertson. Kickers in the cross, Alisson makes the save. The other way, kickers away from Robertson. Kickers in the cross, Alisson makes the save. With favourite European. Comes up with the
Well, after a heroic defensive performance in leg one, Fabinho finds his way to the bench because Van Dijk. After a heroic defensive performance in leg one, Fabinho finds his way to the bench because Van Dijk comes back in the midfield and helps him in midfield to the final last year. Jurgen Klopp instructing the midfield that helped him get to the Champions League final last year. Well, after a heroic defensive performance in leg one, Fabinho finds his way to the bench because Van Dijk does come back in. Maybe you've seen in midfield to see, but Jurgen Klopp instructing the midfield. No surprise up front either with the front three there for Liverpool. Here is how Nico Kovac surprise up front either with the front three there for Liverpool. Here is how Joshua Kimmich sends out his team. Rafinha hit right back and suspended Joshua Kimmich.
A lot of questions going to be asked. I think they're going to be guys that I'm looking at.
No surprise up front either with the front three there for Liverpool. Here is how Nico Kovac sends out his team. Rafinha hit right back and suspended Joshua Kimmich.
Looking for more attention out of this game tonight. The guys that I'm looking at to make a big impact on this game. I think they're going to be so many how this game is so the guy in a very good big man. He just had his number all more and the guy with him in 1v1. Very good game. Frank River, he just had his number all in that serves me to take the 1v1. But this was a game that happened inside the rest of the plays a good ball in game, dangerously saved going forward. But this was a game that happened. So many questions throughout this game. Who's the guy who's tough and basically was how you won against one, but he just had his number all in. Every time he got one, and because he was having success, every time he got one, Gnabry was this was a game that happened.
Most of it started out of game. Started well, got too close, stuck in the
basic amount of one against one. Throughout this game, and as Mo said, it was tough, and because he was having success, Robertson started back off. Every time he got nine, Gnabry was beating him.
Most games, but if you're
mention about him, he has the energy in the industry to get. Also mention about him in 1v1, and in doing that, he has the energy in the industry to get the other take Robertson on 1v1, and Chen doing that, that's how to do that. Robertson from getting up the other game, but in the chances that he did have to do that,
that's going to become a really important
something else to mention about him is
with Gnabry tracking back because Rafinha is going to be a focus for Liverpool. One of the things Gnabry tracking back because Rafinha Liverpool is going to be a focus for Liverpool. And one of the things on the counter-press, they want to win the ball. The way that Liverpool always play is they always defensively. They want to counter-press. They want to win the ball today. How they try to really get on the ball for match. I'm Gnabry tracking back because Rafinha is going to be a focus for Liverpool. And one of the things I'm really interested in, the way that Liverpool always plays, especially on it defensively. I think they want to try to win the ball back, make sure Virginia gets. So they only set because I think this is an area of Milner will play a little bit further out, a lot tighter. So they only set with Mane and Milner will play a little bit further out, a little bit tighter in transition and hitting those gaps defensively. If they Gnabry come back, Bayern Munich in transition, that's a little bit really having like you try to Gnabry come back a little bit.
I think it's going to be a little bit. I think Gnabry's going to have to come back and help out a little bit, but I don't think it's going to be. I think it's going to be a little bit. I think Gnabry's going to have to come back and help out a little bit, but I don't think it's going to be how they communicate. Sitting in here, reading the game, and putting out fires. So I think it's a lot in the game.
In transition,
sitting in here, reading the game, and putting out fires.
Does Gnabry come back a little bit?
It's going to be the one where he doesn't have to get sweat over here, protect that area, and try to. I think it's going to be the fire. Gnabry's going to have to come back and help out a little bit, and he can try to put the fire. How they communicate. We talked about Johnny Martinez.
Into these little Firmino here and impact the game is hold up,
sitting in here, reading the game, and putting out fires.
Firmino again is going to be so then get the two wingers getting involved in the game. Firmino again is going to be so fascinating game. Getting involved in the area and also that's a fascinating match. We are closing it into these little pockets here, and what Martinez did so well. Something we talked about is Firmino being able to impact the game with his hold-up play to then get the two wingers into the game. So Firmino again is going to be so important in this game and getting involved in hold-up play and then also his pressure as well. Fascinating match.
VR Football Match Day is presented by Pepsi.
In 8 games.
VR Football Match Day is presented by Pepsi.
Wondering how they harness a rattlesnake's bite to create Taco Bell's new rattlesnake fries? Wondering how they harness a rattlesnake's bite to create Taco Bell's new rattlesnake fries? Loaded with American steak and creamy jalapeno sauce. New steak rattlesnake fries. Only at Taco Bell. Steak and creamy jalapeno sauce. New steak rattlesnake.
VR Football Match Day is presented by Pepsi.
I'm retiring from my clip-ons and razor cut up.
Wondering how they harness a rattlesnake's bite to create Taco Bell's new rattlesnake fries? You can stop. Just around. The nacho fries you love. Loaded with American steak and creamy jalapeno sauce. New steak rattlesnake fries. Only at Taco Bell.
But you got this.
So what can you do?
She said it could be a simple push button get and razor cut up. But you got
Roger Morgan by Quick and Low. It can be America's largest mortgage get.
What?
Roger Morgan by Quick and Low.
Give you America's largest mortgage over the phone.
Okay, there are multiples on the
There are
table.
those
One
who
is
see the
cash.
challenges
We are
facing the nation and say,
So what can you do?
She's saying
there are those who see the challenges facing the nation and fight for the country.
It can be as simple as push button get.
They fight for
Roger
country,
Morgan by
fight
Quick
to
and Low.
win.
America's largest
Fight
mortgage
for honor. Fight to win. Do you have what it takes? Find out at GoArmy.com/warrior. Do you have what it takes? Find out at GoArmy.com/warrior.
Become surrounded in brew beer for over 200 non-fighting country. Become surrounded close to your house.
They fight for honor. Thursday in Ireland, they fight to win.
Close to your house. Thursday in Ireland.
Do you have what it takes?
Where are the others?
Find out at GoArmy.com/warrior.
But Mike Vignello told me you're the best trio. Where are the others?
Brew beer for over 200.
But you're good. But Mike Vignello told me you're the best trio. I'd be better with the other two. I'm asking for her. But you're good, right?
Oh,
that's good. Okay. I'd be better with the other two. I'm asking for her.
Just okay.
Oh, that's good.
Especially when it comes to your net. Just okay. Best wireless network. Especially when it comes to your net. Now with 5G Evolution. Best wireless network.
But Mike Vignello told me you're the best trio.
We were. Now with 5G Evolution. The first step
But you're good,
with
right?
5G.
I'm okay. I'd be better with the other two. I'm asking for her.
Oh, that's good. Just okay is not okay. Especially when it comes to your net. AT&T is America's best wireless network according to America's biggest test. Now with 5G Evolution. The first step to 5G.
Won't you join us? This is the order stars now. Channel 340 and click OK with your remote. The order stars now to channel 340 and click OK with your remote.
That won't work. I need contacts. No. That won't work too. You need to stick my caps in the suit. No.
Skip the appointment. Renew your prescription for free with 1-800-CONTACT. Skip the appointment.
Sometimes the president of today's prescription for free with 1-800-CONTACT. 340 and click OK with your remote.
Today's help you maintain balance to take care of you. But Nature's Bounty has innovative ways to help you maintain balance and help Nature's Bounty. Because you're better off because hey, it's coming up fast.
VR Football Kickoff is presented by Geico.
15
minutes could save you. VR football kickoff on card.
Sometimes the pressure of today's world can make it tough to take care of
Here's a look at Barcelona starting 11 today. No real surprise. Well, here's a look at the Barcelona starting 11 today. No real surprise.
Because you're better off.
Our tour obviously helps.
VR football kickoff is presented by Geico.
Our
15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car
great
insurance.
season, great match plays almost every minute of the Barcelona.
Well, here's a look at the Barcelona starting 11 today. No real surprise. The field is going to be cut out for
It definitely is. Anthony Lopez has it down his head again.